back. If you've just joined us, you're watching the news at 10 on Channels Television, coming to you live from Lagos. Reminder of our top stories. Thugs storm National Assembly, take away mace from the Senate chamber. Senators give police 24 hours to recover mace as Senator Ovie Omagege is arrested in connection with action and released. Federal government orders probe of Senate invasion as lawmakers in the House of Representatives call for overhaul of National Assembly security. President Buhari lists requirements for an easier business environment as he delivers keynote address at the Commonwealth Business Forum in London. And US President confirms secret meeting between CIA Director Mike Pompeo with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. Now, channelstv.com has more information for you, and on youtube.com/channelsweb, you can watch our videos. You can also watch us on your mobile device via your browser or download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS and Windows devices from their respective stores. Besides giving you access to news updates on the go, the Channels TV and Channels 24 app has an eyewitness feature that you can use to share pictures, videos or news of happenings around you. Just install the app, then tap and swipe to reveal the menu, and then follow the instructions. Now, we have some pictures that were sent in to us, and let's begin with this one of a creek, which our eyewitness reporter says is located between Ajegunle and Apapa GRA. He's worried about the state of the waterway and is calling on the Lagos State government to attend to it. Next is this set of images from Ogudu in Koshofe local government area of Lagos State. According to our eyewitness reporter, a construction company had demolished their fence during the construction of the road. He says robbers now attack homes since most fences have been demolished without any compensation or reconstruction, and he wants the Lagos State government to do something about it. And finally is this set of images from Imota area of Ikurudu in Lagos State, showing what our eyewitness reporter says is his farmland being destroyed by a telecommunications company. And he alleges that all efforts by his lawyer to seek redress have proved abortive, and he's calling for help. Thanks a lot for all your pictures, and do keep them coming. Now, we're looking at proceedings and what transpired today. Let's get the legal implications of this, or a first-hand account, rather, of what transpired today. Joining me live from Abuja is the Deputy Chairman, Senate Committee on Media and Publicity, Senator Ben Murray Bruce. Thanks a lot for joining us on the News at 10.
Thank you very much.
Now, well, you were there. You saw this firsthand playing out. Tell us more about what happened when you realized that there were intruders in the chambers.
Well, first of all, I see at the back of the chambers, and I had a lot of commotion coming at the door. So I walked towards the door, and I saw Senator Omagege with a bunch of people yelling and screaming, and a couple of guys throwing chairs. And, you know, at the back, we had the young ladies who give us our papers, order papers, proceedings, and so on and so forth. And then I saw the commotion. I walked towards them to see what was happening. Omagege is somebody I've known for many years. So I walked up to him, and I asked him what the problems were. He didn't respond, and I saw a big guy standing next to him. I tried to engage him in a conversation. He didn't want to speak with me. The next thing I knew, Senator Omagege walked towards the front of the chambers. A young lady was bleeding, and I saw that she had been hit with a chair or something. And 2 seconds later, a bunch of guys went to the front, lifted the mace, and walked out of the hall. So that was what happened, and I was sad for the country, sad for democracy. I felt I was in a banana republic, something that could happen in 1922. Certainly not Nigeria, the country I love and respect. And this was happening right in front of my eyes, and I don't understand how it could have happened. Worse than that, everybody who committed this crime was caught on camera. Every single network was at the venue. You were there, AIT, NTA, Silverbird, everybody was there. So everybody who committed this act, who committed this crime, was caught on tape. You had at least 3-4 minutes of all these guys on tape. Therefore, if all these guys were on tape and they could go through multiple security checks, got into the place. On the way out, they kidnapped one of the senators, Senator Solomon, Iai. They threw him into the vehicle with the mace, drove a distance, then threw him out of the vehicle. So a kidnapping took place in the midst of all of this. And you can talk to him directly. And he explained that to us in closed session. So a member was kidnapped, a crime was committed, you broke somebody's leg, you stole a mace, 10, 12 hours have passed, everybody was caught on tape, it was live television, and nobody has been caught. And you start to wonder.
Okay, let's
on why this happened, how it happened, and what you want to achieve.
Let's just back up a bit. You've established that you saw the Senator Nwagege there. But clear up something that everybody has been asking today. What is the process when a member is suspended? Many are asking why he was there in the first place in the hallowed chambers.
Well, first of all, the issue is not why he was suspended. The issue was he was at the entrance.
Yes, I asked why he was there, not why he was suspended. The question
fighting his way.
The question to you is why he was
suspended?
Yeah. No, why he was there in the first place.
He insisted in being there. He insisted in being there. At the closed-door session, some colleagues said, listen, we cannot continue deliberations if Nwagege, who has been suspended, is a plenary. And he said he would not leave. So he forced his way into the chambers. And he brought his gang, the cowboys, the thugs. He brought the gang into the chambers, forced his way into the facility, and said he would not leave. They took the mace away, and he sat down throughout the proceedings.
Did you actually see him?
We did not want the scene, so we didn't ask him to leave.
Did you actually see him forcing his way into the chambers, or is this something you feel happened?
Yes, it was in front of me. I was the first person to approach the door. Okay, because he's a friend of mine. So I walked towards the door, and I was the one looking at him directly to his face. I looked at him, and he had a gang of young men, a bunch of cowboys, beside him, fighting his way through with a bunch of ladies blocking his path. So I was in front of him when this happened.
Okay.
And he walked his way through the young ladies, and the guys who were with him broke somebody's leg and threw chairs around, tried to intimidate people. I went up to one of them to try to have a conversation. He wouldn't speak with me, and Senator Nwagege wouldn't speak to me himself.
Okay.
So yes, I was right in front of the scene. I was right there.
Okay, let me just ask you finally, a substituted mace was made available. Until now, it hasn't been found. So if the symbol of authority was still missing, as at when deliberations continued, can such deliberations be recognized under law while we still look for the one that is missing?
Yes, because we had a substitute mace, so a mace was there. So yes, it's what we did was legal. But listen, when all this was happening, what went through my mind, and I said to myself, you know, if herdsmen can kill with no ramifications, kidnappers can pick your way with no ramifications, and the rich and the poor can get attacked the same way, and there's no protection for anyone, then we're in a state of anarchy. And that's the point. We're in a state of anarchy. And if everybody who committed a crime is on TV, listen, live TV, frankly speaking, there's no way on earth they could have gotten into a car, kidnapped a senator, drove through multiple security points, escaped from the facility. We are next to the villa. So if the National Assembly complex is not safe, then the villa certainly is not safe. And you have to understand the implications of what is going on.
All right.
Embassies are in this country. Foreign nationals are in this country. If people can get away with this on live TV, then we have a serious security problem in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And that's what needs to be done. Now, why they did it makes no sense. What they want to accomplish.
I'm sorry, I'm going to have to cut you off there. It is an issue that we're going to have to go on about for a while, but I'm just going to have to thank you, the Deputy Chairman, Senate Committee on Media and Publicity, Senator Ben More-Bruce, for your comments and joining us on the News at 10
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Now, you may be asking questions about the security at the National Assembly. Well, let's give you an understanding of the architecture of Nigeria's lawmaking complex and the possible security points which lead to the chambers. Let's take a look at it. Now, coming from the major three-arm zone road, it leads you straight to the front entrance, open only to staff of the National Assembly, lawmakers, their aides, and authorized visitors. The front gate is about 500 meters from the main gate and often manned by armed uniformed policemen and other security personnel. After the gate you just saw, the main and front gate passage, the assembly building and the entrances are separated by a huge arena, as you can see there, which is about the size of a mini football stadium, with the symbol of the mace right in the middle, just right there. Now, only authorized persons are allowed into the assembly building, where armed security personnel are with a body security scanner. Each of the chambers has a foyer, which is manned by a handful of unarmed security personnel, as weapons are not allowed into the complex. So that's a look at just what the security architecture is like at the National Assembly. So this is a breach of security, whichever way you look at it. And let's get the perspective of an expert. And joining me live is a security expert, Mr. Ona Ekomu. Thanks a lot for joining us on the news at 10.
Thank you, Joma.
So, Mr. Ekomu, these people came in broad daylight, cameras rolling, took the mace, and then they left. So from the point of view of security, how can this happen?
Well, I think this is a security breach, clearly a security breach. The security program at the assembly, like you've described in your report just then, consists of a couple of point protection portals that you have to go through. And then that's first gate, second gate, and now the security checkpoint before you enter the assembly itself. And the purpose of putting all those gates there is to create what we call the 4 Ds of security. That is deterrence, detection, delay, and denial. Now, deterrence is you having those policemen out there uniformed with arms, and they're supposed to just scare off the bad guys so that they go away, they don't bother with you. But when people come up, they are now screened at the first point for weapons and perhaps even interrogated in terms of, or questioned rather, in terms of what they want, their business at the assembly. And then before they are admitted, second gate for their screening, and then the security portal for actual weapons search before they are admitted into the building. So what happened here today was that there was a meltdown of security. The 4 Ds didn't work. As it were. This is a concept we call layered protection. All the layers collapsed, they pancaked, because the bad guys were able to penetrate, and they came in and stole whatever they wanted to steal. And like Senator Ben Bruce was saying a second ago, they actually abducted a member of the Senate, and that was very unfortunate.
So from a security, as an expert, how do the 4 Ds, as you're talking about, collapse? Did they have any help from the inside? Because obviously you have maybe 1 or 2 collapsing, but all of them collapsing at the same time on the same day? Is it suspicious to you?
That is quite fishy. But I think perhaps there might have been compromise. There might have been. It's not proven. It's an investigation that will probably bring out what really happened there. There might have been compromise, or perhaps the architecture was wrong, because you have what we call a critical detection point, CDP, at which that is how long does it take for response to come when a breach has been detected. Now, if the CDP is too long, it means a breach will occur and then the bad guys will escape before response forces will come in and provide assistance, which is what happened in this case. Now, it's funny that I saw uniformed police personnel in all the videos that have been online and everywhere. Saw uniformed police personnel there, but nobody was getting shot for carrying away the mace. And that's the kind of security we have, because it's poor, because it shows that there was quite a lot of impunity. People actually did compromise. I mean, it's obvious.
All right, security expert, Mr. Ona Ekomu, thanks a lot for joining us and sharing your thoughts with us on the news at 10 tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.
And when the news at 10 returns, CBN injects $210 million into the forex market, and that will be on business news. Stay with us.